Venus is the second planet in our solar system and is also known as the Earth's sister planet because it's similar in size, mass, and composition. In Destiny, we visit the planet to fight hostile aliens that have taken over the ruins of humanity's golden age. Bungie obviously used the real Venus as inspiration, which got me thinking, how much of the real Venus is in Destiny? Well, for starters, on Earth, in our sky, Venus can only be seen before the sun rises or after the sun sets. It is the brightest star in the sky and is easily seen when visible. For example, here's a video I took of Venus. Alright, so here I am on the roof of a local business, and that star right there, that is the planet Venus. It is very, very bright in the sky. You cannot miss it. In Destiny, when the sun sets on Earth, we get an amazing skybox to look at. However, as far as I can tell, you can't see any of the planets of our solar system. Clouds always obscure the horizon, and the aurora borealis cannot be seen through. The stars we can see are all about the same brightness, and upon closer inspection, are just little dots in the sky. A little disappointing, but the skybox is still amazing nonetheless. Probes have been sent to Venus to take pictures of the planet. From these images, the Venusian surface isn't visible, as it is always obscured by a thick layer of clouds. These clouds are always present on Venus, and the surface could only be imaged by radar mapping. When flying to Venus in Destiny, the surface is obscured by the characteristic clouds. However, when in orbit, it looks like there's some breakage in the clouds, as it looks like the surface is poking out a bit. When standing on the surface of Venus, the clouds are present and block out most of the sky. The only thing visible is the sun as Venus rotates. Now these clouds actually create weather. Rain falls from the thick Venusian clouds, but it isn't refreshing water that falls from the sky. Instead, it literally rains acid. The rain is made up of sulfuric acid and can burn through skin, metal, and even stone. However, it is so hot on Venus, the acid evaporates long before it reaches the surface. The clouds are also moving around at a very high pace due to the high wind speeds on Venus. The clouds mingling with each other causes lightning to strike on Venus. When we look to the sky of Venus in Destiny, we can see little rain droplets land on the helmets of our guardians. While in the clouds, we can see them light up with lightning strikes. Venus is unique in our solar system in that it has a retrograde rotation. In other words, it rotates backwards. On Venus, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. Now, certain weapons like Suros Regime and the Mida Multi-Tool have a compass on them, and the cardinal directions can be determined by using it. Using the compass, we can see that on Venus, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. An amazing feature Bungie added to the game. On the surface of Venus, there are two continents. One is in the northern hemisphere and is named Ishtar Terra, and the other is on the equator and is called Aphrodite Terra. Most of the playable area in Destiny takes place in the Ishtar Sink, which can be assumed is in the Ishtar Terra. The largest mountain on Venus is on Ishtar Terra and is called Maxwell Montes. Measuring about 7 miles tall, it can be seen while patrolling Venus. It is so tall, it penetrates the clouds. Using the compass on our weapon, we can see that Maxwell Montes is to the south, which puts the Ishtar Sink region somewhere to the north of the mountain. There is a location on Venus that is playable that isn't on Ishtar Terra. The Crucible Map, The Shores of Time, takes place on Mat Mons, which is the largest volcano on Venus. While playing on the Shores of Time, you can see that the volcano is still active. This volcano has had major eruptions in the past, and those eruptions have left a huge caldera at the summit, which is a giant crater that forms after the magma chamber of a volcano empties and collapses. The Shores of Time map takes place on the slope of this caldera. You can look out from the edge of the map and see it slope down into the bottom of the crater, and slope back up into more peaks. Now, pretty much everywhere we look in Destiny, we see blue lava flowing out of all of the cracks. That's crazy. Blue lava doesn't actually exist, does it? Well, yes and no. There's a volcano in Indonesia called Kawah Ijen, and pictures of this volcano show blue lava pouring out of it. However, the blue glow isn't the lava itself. Instead, the lava is getting its color from the extremely high quantities of sulfuric gases emerging with the lava, mingling with oxygen in the air, and catching on fire. The flames of these gases don't burn red or orange, they burn blue, and the flames are what give the lava its glow shader. Since the flames are blue and not the lava, this effect can only be seen at night, and during the daytime, Kawah Ijen looks like any other volcano. Now, Venus does contain sulfur in its atmosphere, but it's only in trace amounts, so these large standing bodies of blue lava can't be possible. And even if it was, the lava should always appear red or orange during the daytime. However, the lava from these cracks may have enough sulfur erupting with them to burn and give the lava its electric blue glow. Now, we've discussed what Venus looks like from orbit, where its continents are, the thickness of the clouds, and even the color of its lava. But what does Venus actually look like from its surface? Well, in the 60s and 70s, the Soviet Union sent a series of probes named the Venera probes to Venus to gather data from the planet. And of all the probes, only a few made it to the surface. The surface pressure on Venus is 93 times that of Earth, and the heat is around 850 degrees Fahrenheit. So only about 8 probes made it to the surface before either overheating or being crushed by the pressure. Of those 8, only 4 had operable cameras. This is an image captured by one of the Russian Venera probes. Compare this to the Venus in Destiny, and we see some similarities. We can see the dark volcanic rocks created by the numerous volcanoes, and a yellow sky caused by the sulfur compounds in the atmosphere. Now, Venus in Destiny was terraformed by the Traveler, and now has lush vegetation and liquid water. 2 things not possible on the real Venus. Also, the Ishtar Sink area is in an extremely mountainous region of Venus, just north of Maxwell Montes. The Venera probes landed west of Aphrodite Terra and south of Ishtar Terra in a much more flat area. That is why the terrain seen in the photo is much different to the terrain featured in the game. Overall, I would say Bungie made a pretty accurate representation of Venus in their game, while also forming the planet in their own ideas. Although we can't actually visit the planet, it is amazing that we are able to explore Venus through the eyes of our guardians in Destiny. It makes the possibility of actually visiting Venus in the future very exciting. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later!
Guardians say a lot of things, but these are things Guardians don't say.
Wow, Crota was so cooperative.
And no, Ahamkara are not on Venus. Quit saying it.